If there's one thing that we all have in common, it's that we all struggle sometimes. It's part of the human experience to feel emotional pain, to feel confused, lost, or vulnerable sometimes, to get stuck, to fall down, and for life to throw us curveballs from time to time. But even though this is an unavoidable reality, we often tend to judge ourselves when we're struggling. When we're struggling, we're likely to think things about ourselves like, how could I be so stupid? Stuff like this only ever happens to me. This happened because I'm not good enough, or I'm such a failure. This is because our struggles tend to trigger deeper wounds within us, especially wounds related to our self-worth. Our struggles activate the parts of us within that feel broken or not enough, or they remind us of past experiences of shame, embarrassment, rejection, or judgment from others. But again, these struggles don't make us wrong or bad. They're completely and totally par for the course. And when we can muster up some compassion for ourselves, we can actually face our struggles with far more grace, resilience, and understanding. So today's meditation is a parts work meditation for self-compassion. It utilizes regenerating images in memory, my favorite emotional processing tool for deep parts work. In this meditation, you'll come into contact with a wounded or vulnerable part of yourself that's struggling right now, and you'll offer that part of you compassion, wisdom, and support in a body-centered and truly healing way. This can help you grow in self-compassion and self-understanding, as well as help stuck emotions move through your body so that you get unstuck and feel some significant relief. I hope that this meditation is a powerful support for you on your self-compassion journey, because self-compassion is one of the most important qualities to have for emotional health and overall well-being. Self-compassion is all about acknowledging our struggles with empathy and recognizing that suffering is an inherent part of the human experience. It's about holding ourselves with gentleness and grace, especially in moments of pain or difficulty. And it's a necessary cornerstone of any true healing process. When we practice self-compassion, we create space for healing to take root. We learn to embrace our vulnerabilities with courage and tenderness rather than shying away from them in shame. And in doing so, we unlock the door to profound transformation, the kind that can only come from a place of deep self-acceptance and love. This helps the wounded and vulnerable parts within us find refuge and healing in our relationship with ourselves. We learn to become a safe and accepting witness for all parts of ourselves, which is honestly the secret sauce to truly healing your deepest wounds and struggles. Welcome to Somatic Healing Meditations, the podcast that helps you regulate your nervous system, deepen your healing journey, and feel better in your body. I'm so happy you're here. I'm Karena with Hello Inner Light, and I'm a trauma-informed emotional healing coach who's here to help you heal the old emotional wounds, subconscious blocks, and self-sabotaging core beliefs that are holding you back from living a life of authenticity and joy. So if that's the kind of content that you need more of in your life, please subscribe to this podcast and join me every Friday on this beautiful journey out of your head and into your more embodied and authentic self. Today's episode of Somatic Healing Meditations is brought to you by my totally free mini course, the Feel It to Heal It mini course. In 5 powerful mini lessons, this course will teach you an effective, body-centered way to connect with your feelings more, and then use that deepening awareness of your feelings as a tool for healing and authentic living. I invite you to enroll, and the link to enroll is in the show notes. Now let's dive into this parts work meditation for self-compassion using regenerating images in memory. So find a time and a space where it's comfortable and safe to close your eyes and turn your attention inward. And with your eyes closed, just begin to bring your awareness to your breath. Notice that you can feel the air moving in and out through your nostrils. Notice that you can feel the air causing your chest and tummy to rise and fall. Imagining that on every inhale, you can breathe in clean, healing energy from the universe. And with every exhale, you release tension from a deeper and deeper place within, till eventually you're releasing tension all the way from your toes. On your next breath, imagine that you could breathe in through your heart and out through your belly button. Even imagining that you could feel the space or the distance between your heart and your belly button. Imagining that you could breathe in through your throat and out through the small of your back. Again, imagining that you could feel the space or the distance between those 2 points. Imagining that you could breathe in through your right ear and out through your left elbow. Feeling the space or the distance between those 2 points. Imagining you could breathe in through your left ear and out through your right elbow. Feeling the space or the distance. Imagining that you could breathe in through your knees and out through the soles of your feet. Feeling the space or the distance. And now just breathing in and out through your heart. So as you do this parts work meditation today, all of your answers are going to spontaneously arise from your deep inner wisdom through your imagination. They may show up as words, images, thoughts, feelings, memories. And we're just going to welcome whatever shows up, no matter how it shows up. And there's no way to do this wrong. So following your next breath deep into the core of your being, bring to mind some area of your life where you're struggling, some area where you want greater compassion and understanding, and where you want to process some emotions. And as you bring this to mind, whatever the situation is, your body is going to have a reaction. So really feeling in your body what happens. There may be an area of tension or discomfort or contraction, or maybe your breath changes or your posture changes. And really tuning in, just notice, where is your body feeling this reaction the most? Is it more on the right or the left? Or maybe it's centralized, or maybe it's everywhere. Is it more deep or superficial? Or maybe both or neither. How big is this reaction in your body? How much space does it take up within or around you? And you may have answers to all of these questions I'm posing, or you may not. And again, there's no way to do this wrong. So you're just tuning in and noticing whatever you notice. And these questions are a powerful tool to help us connect more deeply with our bodies and get more curious about our inner experience. But it's totally okay if you're not getting answers to everything. Now, really tuning back into that feeling or reaction in your body. What color is it? Notice the height, width, thickness, and shape. And then just noticing anything else that you notice about this reaction in your body. And we're gonna call this your struggling part. This color, this location, this feeling. It's a part of your consciousness that's holding some piece of this struggle, and a part of your consciousness that's likely connected to the deeper wounds that this struggle may be activating or bringing up for you. Now, taking a breath, your imagination is going to call forward a virtual resource to be here with you on this journey. And a virtual resource is like a guide or an angel or a friend or a kind and loving ancestor. It's anyone or anything that is safe, loving, and powerful. So just notice who shows up to be here with you on this journey today. And if no one shows up to be here with you, just know that you're surrounded by your circle of guardians. So taking a breath, feel what it's like to have this virtual resource or this circle of guardians with you. And this virtual resource or this circle of guardians are going to be with you every step of this journey, and they can always step in if you need support or protection or guidance for any reason. Now, bringing your awareness back to that part, that struggling part. Again, it's the location, the color, the shape, the feeling that you were tuning into earlier. And with your virtual resource or your circle of guardians with you every step of the way, your imagination just takes your awareness into that part. You become that part. You become that color. You become that shape. You know what that part knows. You feel what it feels. And then speaking as that part, you can either speak aloud or in your head, whatever you're more comfortable with. Speaking as the part, you're just going to say, what it's like to be me is. Breathing, feeling, and surrendering even more deeply into this part. Speaking as this part, you're just going to say, what I'm struggling most with right now is... Breathing, being this part, and just letting your words come forward. Speaking as this part, you're just going to say, what I'm most upset about deep down is... Breathing, speaking as this part, you're just going to say, what I'm most afraid of, or what's most vulnerable to me is... Breathing and feeling, speaking as this part, you're just going to say, what I really want or need right now is... Feeling and just letting your words come forward. Speaking as this part, you're just going to say, how it feels to say all of this is... And then just speaking anything else that needs to be spoken as this part until that feels complete. When that feels complete, your imagination is going to take your awareness out of that part and back into the wholeness and totality of you. It's like you just come back into your whole self, taking a breath and landing there. Breathing and feeling what it feels like right now in this moment to be connected to your whole self. And as you feel your whole self, just notice if any part of you is feeling compassion right now. If any part of you has any compassion for the part that is struggling, that just spoke. And it's okay if it's a tiny part. Maybe it's only one molecule of your whole body that has compassion. Or maybe it's a big part of you. Again, there's no right or wrong, but just noticing where you feel that most compassionate part. as you tune into that most compassionate part of you, is it more on the right or the left? Is this most compassionate part that you're noticing within you, is it more deep or superficial? How big is it? Or how much space does it take up within or around you? Does it have a color or a quality or a shape? Just noticing whatever you notice about this most compassionate part within you. And now your imagination is going to take your awareness into that most compassionate part. And again, you become it. You become that color and that quality and that size and that shape. Really becoming this most compassionate part. And as this most compassionate part, you're going to look at the struggling part. And you're going to receive a stream of colored energy coming from the struggling part, representing everything it just shared. So noticing the color and the quality of that stream of energy. And noticing as this most compassionate part, where you receive that energy in your body first. Fully receiving all of that energy from the struggling part. And now you're going to speak as this most compassionate part back to the struggling part. So speaking as the most compassionate part, you're just going to say, struggling part, what I heard from you or what I received from you is... Breathing, feeling what it's like to be this most compassionate part. And again, speaking as this most compassionate part back to the struggling part. You're just going to say, struggling part, how it feels to hear this and receive this from you is... Breathing, feeling, just letting your words come forward. As the most compassionate part, you're just going to say to the struggling part, what I want to tell you is... Breathing, speaking as this most compassionate part, you're just going to say to the struggling part, what I know about you is... Breathing, feeling, speaking as the most compassionate part back to the struggling part. You're just going to say, struggling part, the most wise or compassionate interpretation of this situation is. Feeling, really being the most compassionate part and speaking as the most compassionate part back to the struggling part. You're just going to say, struggling part, how it feels to say this to you is. And now just speaking anything else that wants to be spoken from the most compassionate part to the struggling part until that feels complete. When that feels complete, your imagination takes your awareness out of the most compassionate part and back into the struggling part where you started. And the struggling part may feel different. It may be a different color, shape, or size now, or it may be the same. And again, there's no way to do this wrong. So your imagination just takes your awareness into the struggling part one more time. Again, you land there, you become the struggling part. You know what it knows and feel what it feels. And now, as the struggling part, you're going to look back at the most compassionate part and receive a stream of colored energy, representing everything the most compassionate part just shared with you. So noticing the color and the quality of that stream of colored energy. And as the struggling part, just noticing where in your body you receive that energy first. Fully receiving all of that energy from the most compassionate part. So you are the struggling part right now. And again, you're going to speak as the struggling part, speaking as the struggling part back to the most compassionate part. You're just going to say, compassionate part, what I heard from you or what I received from you is... Breathing, being the struggling part, feeling and speaking as the struggling part. You're just going to say to the compassionate part, how it feels to hear this and receive this from you is... Breathing, being the struggling part, and just letting your words come forward. Speaking as the struggling part to the most compassionate part. You're just going to say, compassionate part, what I'm realizing now is... Breathing, speaking as the struggling part back to the most compassionate part. You're just going to say, compassionate part, how it feels to realize this is. And then just speaking anything else that wants to be spoken from the struggling part to the compassionate part until that feels complete. When that feels complete, your imagination just takes you out of this part and back into all of you, back into the wholeness and totality of who you are. Landing now in all parts of you. And just taking a few breaths. And really feel what you're feeling now. What has shifted within you? And as you think about the situation that you called to mind in the beginning, what looks different now? What feels different now? Taking a few more breaths, really noticing the shifts that you have felt during this meditation. And just know that as you were feeling, as you were being these parts and dialoguing as these parts, any spontaneous shifts in your perception or in your feelings are because you are actually rewiring your emotional memory deep in your nervous system. And the changes that you've experienced will be a part of you now as you move forward. They're anchored into who you are and available to your heart, mind, and body anytime you need any of the insights or any of the shifts that you've just experienced. They're now a part of you. Taking another few breaths, just ask your body if there's anything else it wants or needs before we bring this parts work meditation to a close. And just receive whatever answer you get from your body. It may be something that you could take care of right now in this instant. It may be something that you'll need to take care of later. Or there may be nothing at all that your body wants or needs. Now, to bring this to a close, your unconscious mind is going to let you know that all of this is fully integrated into your cellular memory and your emotional memory by bringing full feeling and weight back into your arms and legs, fingers and toes, and spontaneously opening your eyes. Great work. So I'm curious, how was that parts work meditation for self-compassion for you? How has your relationship to the struggling part changed? And how has your relationship to self-compassion changed? Please let me know in the comments below what this was like for you and what you're realizing now. And as a reminder, if you're ready to deepen your body-centered healing journey, you can enroll in my free mini course, the Feel It to Heal It mini course. Learn a body-centered approach to feeling your feelings and wake up to the wisdom within. Thank you so much for joining me. If you enjoyed this episode, it would mean so much to me if you would subscribe to the podcast and rate and review it on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. And don't forget to join me every Friday on this beautiful journey out of your head and into your more embodied and authentic self.